Welcome to the College Football Picks Show, everybody. You guys know me. I'm Yuri James. Plenty of long-fought college football action on tap this weekend, including the number one overall seed in the Big 12 championship between two conference undefeated foes, Kansas State and TCU. That game will be in Fort Worth in Big 12 play. But you know what? What about nationally, guys? Nationally, what about Clemson back on the rise? They'll be tested as they host Syracuse in the AM matchups. The 2:30 slots, lots of these games. In fact, tons of them. But the big one, UCLA and Oregon. They'll get it on like Drew Papone. They'll try to hit heads. And then the nightcaps at 6:30. What about little action in there, guys? Let's see. We got Utah State and Wyoming, Washington and Cal. Lots of late games, guys. Lots of late games. We'll do all the picks coming up next. I got them for you all right here. Boomer Sooner 1982. Don't go away. Welcome back to the College Football Picks Show, everybody, for this week. You guys know me. I'm Harry James. Lots and lots of picks coming up, but we'll start, as we always do, in my beloved Big 12 Conference. Tons of action here. In fact, it's so big that all of them are going to be played on Saturday. There's not going to be a midweek game, so we'll kick it off on Saturday right at 11 a.m., where conference sleeper Kansas trying to get back on the right track after losing two straight, but they'll be at Baylor at 11 a.m. on ESPN2. I'm going with the Bears in this one. Kansas without their two biggest stars, offense and defense, that will make a difference. 2 o'clock, West Virginia will be at Texas Tech. This game will either be on Fox Sports 1 or Fox Sports 2. Major League postseason, depending. I'm going to take the Red Raiders in this one. Of course, that's good depending on what time the Major League Baseball games get started. This one won't, and it's going to be a humdinger. If you're looking forward to that Kansas State TCU game, guys, what about this? This could be the battle for second place in the Big 12 Conference. One-loss Texas is at one-loss Oklahoma State. 2:30. Homecoming, by the way, for the Cowboys. So you know what I'm going to do? Homecoming. It's going to be a crazy atmosphere. Always got to love the homecoming for the Oklahoma State Cowboys. You don't always have to like them if you're an OU guy, but you have to like what they do on homecoming weekend. And you know what? They're going to use that enthusiasm. They're going to lose that passion, and you know what? They're going to upset Texas, or beat Texas in doing so, sending them to their second straight conference loss and their third loss overall. Of course, the only other loss, except the Tech loss, to Alabama. Not a bad look. But speaking of Big 12 post-action, the Oklahoma State Cowboys or the Texas Longhorns, whoever it is, will have to get through one of these two teams, guys. Both undefeated in conference play, by the way. Kansas State at TCU, Fox or Fox Sports 1, depending on the Major League postseason, Major League Baseball postseason, depending. They've knocked off Oklahoma. They've knocked off Oklahoma State. They're playing really well in Fort Worth, guys. Give me the Horned Frogs to upset the Wildcats. I guess you could call them the Wild Frogs, though, if you wanted to. Out in Fort Worth. There are two byes this week inside the Big 12. as my Oklahoma Sooners will be on a bye, and as well as next week's opponent for Oklahoma, the Iowa State Cyclones, on a bye. So that is all 10 Big 12 teams. What about outside the Big 12? Well, we'll start on Wednesday night at 6:30, where Georgia State will be at Appalachian State. This game is on ESPN2 at 6:30 on Wednesday, as we already talked about. I'm taking Appalachian State. 2 on Thursday. Both, by the way, they're also at 6:30. Virginia at Georgia Tech, ESPN. I'm taking Georgia Tech. And Troy will be at South Alabama in the Battle of Little Alabamas. I'm taking South Alabama, by the way, on the ESPNU. There's that. Fridays. Couple of games here. Tulsa at Temple. 6:30 Friday. ESPN2. I'm taking the Tulsa Golden Hurricane. And we'll fast forward a little itty bitty bit till 7 o'clock, where we'll find Alabama Birmingham will be at Western Kentucky. This one will be on CBS Sports Network. I'm taking Western Kentucky. So that is the midweek action. Now let's get to the full-blown action. At 11 a.m., by the way, is when this thing will start. Syracuse will be at Clemson. ABC. I'm taking the Clemson Tigers. Our old buddy Josh Heupel, after upsetting LSU, they don't have to get right back into it. They'll get a little bit of an easier test with Tennessee Martin in Knoxville at Tennessee. I'm taking Tennessee in this one, part of the SEC Network. Cincinnati at SMU, ESPN. I'm taking Cincinnati. Louisiana Monroe at Army on CBS Sports Network. I'm taking Army. Indiana at Rutgers, Big Ten Network. I'm taking Rutgers. ESPNU, they'll have Houston, as my good buddy Mike Steely would say on KREF. They will be at Navy. I'm taking Houston. Shout out to Mike Steely. ESPN Plus, Akron will be at Kent State. I'm taking Kent State. And finally, big new kickoff. Iowa will be at the Ohio State University. Iowa can't score, guys. They can't score a lot this year. They're not going to be able to score on Ohio State. Give me the Buckeyes. 11:30. This would be a pretty fun basketball game, guys. The Dickies will be at the University of Miami. I'm taking Miami, part of the ESPN3 package, at 11:30. You can open the 12 o'clock box. The 12 o'clock box opens with Toledo at Buffalo. This game will be on ESPN Plus. I'm taking Buffalo. And Bowling Green will be at Central Michigan. I'm taking Central Michigan. A 1 o'clock box will also be opened between Eastern Michigan at Ball State. I'm taking this game will be on ESPN Plus, by the way. I'm taking Ball State. Also on ESPN Plus, Northern Illinois will be at Ohio. I'm taking the Bobcats. 1:30, UNLV will be at Notre Dame. On the Peacock, I'm taking Notre Dame and the Fighting Irish on their little NBC network there. Give me Notre Dame. At 1:30. Finally, 2 o'clock before the meat of the scheduled start, Rice will be at Louisiana Tech, ESPN Plus. I'm taking La Tech. 2:30, the meat of the schedule here, guys. You've had your breakfast. You've got your bread. Now the meat of the schedule, guys. The middle of the day starts us off on CBS, at least in this, 2:30. Ole Miss will be at LSU. I'm taking LSU. ACC Network, Boston College will be at Wake Forest on the ACC Network. I'm taking Wake. Marshall will be at James Madison. What about that as a cool game to watch? James Madison. I'm taking JMU. I'll take a little JMU action there. Brigham Young will be at Liberty. ESPNU. I'm taking Liberty. Western Michigan will be at Miami of Ohio. CBS Sports, I'm taking Miami of Ohio. Purdue at Wisconsin. That's the ESPN game. I'm taking Wisconsin. Northwestern at Maryland on the Big Ten Network. I'm taking Maryland. ESPN2 will have Memphis at Tulane. I'm taking the Green Wave. I'll take the Green Wave all day in that one. ESPN Plus will have Georgia Southern at Old Dominion, ODU. I'll take ODU. I'll take them. Old Dominion. Yeah, I'll take them. The 2:30 slot. 3 more for the 2:30 slate, including Florida International, will be at Charlotte, ESPN3. I'm taking Charlotte. North Texas State will be at Texas San Antonio on the Stadium Network. I'll take UTSA. And then, as we already talked about, UCLA and Oregon, Fox Sports 1 or Fox Sports, whichever one. It is depending on the Major League postseason, depending, like those other games. But this one does have the ESPN Game Day slot. Chris Fowler, Desmond Howard, Lee Corso, Kirk Herbstreit, and Pat Menefee. He'll be there too. At UCLA and Oregon. Part of the 2:30 slate. Knock that out. The 3 o'clock slate looks like this, guys. Vandy will be at Missouri. As part of the SEC Network. I'm taking Missouri. Hawaii will be at Colorado State, part of the Spectrum pay-per-view network. I'm taking Colorado State. ESPN Plus will have Florida Atlantic at University of Texas El Paso. I'll take UTEP. I'll take some UTEP action there. Pac-12 network game will be Arizona State at Stanford. I'll take Stanford on the Pac-12 network. 4 o'clock games. Arkansas State at Louisiana. This game's on ESPN Plus. I'm taking ULL. I'll take Louisiana. Southern Miss will be at Texas State. ESPN Plus. I'll take Texas State. 5 o'clock. Fresno State will be at New Mexico State, part of the Flow Sports Network. I'll take New Mexico State. 5:30. San Jose State will be at New Mexico State. FS2, Fox Sports 2 at 5:30. I'll take New Mexico. So you've had your bread. There's your meat. The second half of the bread starts at 6 o'clock. Mississippi State will be at Alabama. Taking Alabama, guys. ESPN. I mean, they just had a gut-wrenching loss to Tennessee. Mississippi State is not as good as Tennessee is. Mississippi State's in a bad spot, so give me the Tide. Or, if you don't want to watch that blowout, you can also watch Boise State at Air Force. CBS Sports, I'll take Air Force. 6:30 also has a couple of games on ABC. Minnesota will be at Penn State. I'll take Penn State. I'll take Penn State in that one. What about Texas A&M and their Colt? They'll be on the road at South Carolina, part of the SEC Network. Give me South Carolina. Also, ESPNU will have Central Florida at East Carolina. I'm taking UCF. 7 o'clock, Pitt at Louisville. This one will be on the ACC Network. I'll take Louisville or Louisville, whichever one you consider. Also, at that same time, at 7 o'clock, Colorado State will be at Oregon State, part of the Pac-12 Network. I'll take Oregon State. 8:45, Utah State will be at Wyoming on National Fox. I'll take Wyoming on Big Fox. 9:30, 2 more games, including an ESPN game between Washington. They'll be at Cal Berkeley. I'll take Washington. And at 9:30 also, CBS Sports Network will have San Diego State at Nevada. I'm taking SDSU. All right, guys. As always, don't take any of these picks to Vegas. But if you do, I want some of the paycheck. I want some of the money. I'm just kidding. You don't have to do that. But you do have to go onto the YouTube, Boomer Serial 1982, and find me on the YouTube. Find me Facebook, Harry James Taylor, or it's on my Twitter handle, at HypeManHarry. Alright, guys, thanks for watching, and enjoy this entire weekend of college football, guys. Should be good. Hope it's as good as this last week was. Till next week, guys, I'm out of here. Peace.